This is the University of West Georgia.
Good morning. I'm Dylan McLean. I'm a professor of political science, and I serve as our chair of the Faculty Senate. It's my privilege today to introduce someone who, before he even officially stepped into the role of president on August 1st, brought a spirit of collaboration and articulated a clear vision for student success. Only days after being named our next president in early June, during his first campus visit as president-elect, Dr. Johnson met with me and the chair of the Staff Advisory Council, Ariel Vaughn. During that conversation, he made clear that he intends to lead with us. Since then, he's consistently demonstrated the value he places on shared governance by engaging with and listening to the people who directly execute the mission of the university every day. His background as a first-generation college graduate, a Marine Corps veteran, and a seasoned higher education leader gives him a unique perspective and a strong sense of purpose. Please join me in welcoming the 9th president of the University of West Georgia, Dr. Michael Johnson.
Thank you, Dr. McLean, for that warm introduction and for your service as the chair of the Faculty Senate. I'm gonna take this down, right? You know I'm not about that. And to our West Georgia chamber singers, what a wonderful way to begin our morning. I encourage you to stay after I finish my remarks. They'll perform another selection at the end. And again, thank you to Dr. Karen Graffius for leading such an extraordinary ensemble. It is a profound honor to welcome you to my inaugural State of the University address. This moment is both a reflection and a rallying cry, a chance to take stock of where we've been, to celebrate what we've achieved, and then to set our sights on where we're headed. But before we look forward, I want to recognize those who make forward possible, the leaders, the public servants who provide the resources, the policy, and often the quiet encouragement that powers our progress. To our elected officials joining us today, will you please stand so that we can thank you? Thank you for your service to our community, for taking times out of your busy schedule to be with us today. Next, I'd like to publicly thank the Board of Regents of the University System of Georgia. These members, of which you can see behind me on the screen, represent leaders for our 26 institutions across the state, and we're incredibly grateful for their service and support to not only the institution, but to our students. And then lastly, I'd like to also thank Chancellor Sonny Perdue for his leadership of the University System of Georgia. So let's get into it. Let's begin with the heart of our mission, our students. At the University of West Georgia, we often talk about transformation, about how a single moment, a single opportunity can change the trajectory of a life. That's what we mean when we talk about student success. Here at the University of West Georgia, student success is a no-excuse priority. Every decision, every initiative, every dollar must answer one question: does it help our students succeed? This fall, 16,072 students called the University of West Georgia home, our largest enrollment in our history. This also represents a 25% increase over the last 5 years. And behind those numbers are thousands of stories, first-generation pioneers, veterans, parents, dreamers, who chose this place because they believed it could change their lives. Growth has come across the board. Our graduate programs have expanded by 90% since 2021 to nearly 6,000 students. And our dual enrollment numbers have more than doubled, giving over 2,000 high school students a head start on college and saving Georgia families nearly $12 million this year alone. But these numbers tell a simple truth. More people than ever see University of West Georgia as the gateway to a better life. I'd like to publicly express my appreciation to the members of the Office of Undergraduate Admissions, our graduate studies staff, the deans of the colleges and schools who've made this possible. If you are a dean or a staff member in these areas, please stand so that we can recognize you. But access is only the beginning. Once students arrive, our focus has to shift to progress, keeping them engaged, supported, and moving forward. Because success isn't just earned in the classroom, it's built in all the moments in between them. More students are choosing to live and learn on campus, with housing occupancy rising 8 percentage points over the last 5 years. That growth reflects a deeper connection to the UWG experience and the value that students place on being a part of a vibrant and engaged campus community. When students feel seen, supported, and part of something larger than themselves, they don't just stay, they succeed. And when that sense of belonging meets strong support, momentum follows. Nearly 3/4 of our first-year students are taking a full course load, and nearly 1/4 of them are taking 30 credit hours a year, putting them on track to graduate in 4 years. Every student who finishes on time saves money, enters the workforce sooner, and adds more strength to the Georgia economy. And these early graduates contribute more than $44 million each year in additional earnings to our state. And completion, that's where access and progress meet purpose. Our 6-year graduation rate is 43%, and we're determined to raise that. We know what works. When students are retained after their first year, 6 in 10 graduate, right at the national average. So success isn't a mystery, it's a matter of sustained connection. So we're going to build on a culture of care and accountability that ensures that every student who starts here at the University of West Georgia has a clear path to finish here. And those results are already showing. Last year, the University of West Georgia awarded nearly 4,500 degrees, representing a 31% increase in 1 year, placing us 6th among the University System of Georgia institutions. And a USG study earlier this year found that for every one of those degrees awarded, students can expect an increase of $1.4 million over the course of their lifetime in earnings. So to put that another way, just the alumni of the class of 2025 will earn a total of at least $6.3 billion more than they would have without a degree from the University of West Georgia. Every diploma we award represents a generational shift, not just for the graduate, but their families and the communities in which they live. But success at the University of West Georgia isn't just about how many finish, it's also about who finishes. As a first-generation college graduate, this next statistic is just as important to me. 46% of our students are the first in their families to attend college. And today, the success gap between first generation and non-first generation, between Pell and non-Pell students, is the smallest in our history. And the results of this work is being noticed. In this year's U.S. News and World Report's annual rankings of public institutions, we have reached the position of 6th in the state, tied with Kennesaw State. That puts us at 203 among public universities across this country. So the University of West Georgia continues to also rank highly in Social Mobility Index, receiving recognition as the #1 regional university in our state and third in the state overall for transforming the lives of our students. For those of you that don't know, social mobility measures a university's ability to help students from modest beginnings achieve extraordinary outcomes. And that ranking, above all else, tells the story of who we are as an institution. We move people up the ladder of opportunity. Excellence here also extends to the digital frontier. Our online nursing program is currently ranked #1 among regional comprehensives, and both our MBA and Applied Computer Science program are ranked #2 in the state. Whether students learn on campus, online, or halfway around the world, they experience the same standard, a University of West Georgia education defined by access, quality, and care. But the hallmark of a thriving university isn't just in what it teaches, it's also in what it discovers. Over the past 5 years, the University of West Georgia's research expenditures have grown to more than 700,000. And behind that number are stories of curiosity, courage, things that reach from our own backyard to the edge of the known universe. But discovery takes many forms, from laboratory breakthroughs, data-driven solutions, books, performances, and other creative works that help us see the world differently. Together, these efforts define who we are becoming as a university, where inquiry drives innovation, creativity fuels connection, and every discipline contributes to the advancement of knowledge. Let me just share a few examples of that spirit in action. Doctors Corey and Isabel Maggiano, professors of anthropology in the College of Humanities, Arts, and Social Sciences, and leaders in the biological and forensic anthropology laboratory, are focused on the microstructure and chemistry of bones and how they record people's lived experiences in structures invisible to the naked eye. If you zoom out from our planet, say a bit further, maybe 3,400 light years away, you'll see the Butterfly Nebula, an interstellar cloud of dust and gas in space, the remnants of a dying star. Dr. Nick Sterling, professor of physics in the Dr. James Earl Perry College of Mathematics, Computing, and Sciences, was part of a team that observed the Butterfly Nebula using the James Webb Space Telescope, gaining a unique insight into how stars die so that others might form. Conducting similar work, but on a nanoscale, are Dr. Sterling's fellow faculty members in the physics program from the Perry College, who last year received a $413,000 grant from the U.S. Department of Defense, the university's largest instrumentation grant in more than 25 years. This grant paid for a time-resolved emission spectrometer, which allows our faculty and their students the opportunity to measure how special materials emit light or energy over short timescales, and in some cases down to a trillionth of a second. Now, we all know that artificial intelligence is a phenomena that has changed or is changing our lives. But how can we trust the robots? And how can they trust each other? That's the work that Dr. Shurajam Munir, assistant professor of computer science in the Perry College, is engaging in, thanks to a $170,000 grant from the National Science Foundation. Dr. Munir's research is advancing reliable AI byte by byte. Check and act on information together in a way that humans can trust. Dr. Carrie Crawford's assistant professor in the College of Education has secured a $1.7 million grant from the Health Resources and Service Administration to expand mental health training into high-need areas across West Central Georgia. Faculty in the University College and the College of Humanities, Arts, and Social Sciences have recently been awarded a total of more than $450,000 in grants to support our efforts in prison education, helping UWG change the narrative on how our incarcerated population is educated in order to reduce recidivism. Georgia has the highest rate of people under correctional control, so the work being done here, led by University College Dean Karen Owen, lecturer and director of the prison education, Dr. Tiffany Parsons, and associate professor, Dr. Abigail Kolb, will have great impact on those inmates and their families throughout the state. And finally, our Center for Integrative Wellness, led by Chief Wellness Officer Bridget Stewart, received a $100,000 grant to launch Resilient West, standing for wellness, education, support, and transformation. This initiative is aimed at addressing critical mental health challenges by identifying those concerns before they escalate into crisis. All of these research initiatives share one common thread. They turn knowledge into action. In order to sustain that momentum, we've also made historic investments into the spaces where learning and discovery come alive. Over the last 5 years, the university has directed more than $56 million into campus renewal, modernizing, restoring, and preparing our facilities for the next generation. The university recently cut the ribbon on a newly renovated humanities building last fall, bringing online 78,000 square feet of reimagined space that will inspire future generations of wolves. This state-funded project included bringing the facility up to 21st century standards and function, enhancing classroom space, academic support, and opportunities for active learning. Just across the academic quad, Bonner Lecture Hall is currently undergoing a $1.25 million renovation as part of a multi-year capital allocation from our state legislature, also combined with generous philanthropic support. This investment will create a world-class collaborative space in spring of '26, where students, faculty, and industry partners can come together to innovate and solve real-world knowledge. You've probably also noticed the fencing around Pafford Hall, which is also undergoing renovations thanks to that same multi-year capital allocation totaling $1.8 million. This funding provided through our state legislature is distributed over the next 3 years, and it will transform Pafford Hall, home to programs in social sciences, into a space worthy of its central location and ensures that vital work happens there within its walls. And lastly, the TLC, or the Technology Enhanced Learning Center, received some renovations to its flooring, and it will continue to evolve over the next year to better serve the students in the Dr. James Earl Perry College of Mathematics, Computing, and Sciences. As we wrap up the initial infrastructure phase, generously funded by donor support, we look forward to working with our delegation at the state level to further elevate the TLC's capabilities and support of our students and faculty. These are not just renovations, they're declarations, statements that say that the University of West Georgia is investing in its people, its purpose, and its promise to the community and to the region. And of course, none of these programs and progress is possible without the generous support of our donors, our 87,000 alumni, and the strategic stewardship of our resources. And that's where the story turns next, because the remarkable growth that we've been able to achieve is due to the philanthropic spirit of the alumni and friends who believe in our future. Progress on this scale doesn't just happen by chance. It happens through partnership. Every renovation, every scholarship, every research breakthrough is fueled by the generosity of those who believe in what the university stands for. Our endowment now stands at more than $55 million, an 81% increase since 2021. That endowment isn't just a number in a ledger, it's a living legacy that will support students and faculty for generations to come. Last year alone, our University Advancement Team secured nearly $9.1 million in gifts, a 60% increase over the last 5 years. And these funds translate directly into opportunity, scholarships that change lives, programs that innovate, and facilities that inspire. And as we continue to strengthen annual giving through our A-Day to Give West campaign, now in its 43rd year, we are also broadening the base of supports that keeps UWG moving forward. Philanthropy is more than fundraising. It's future building. It's the community saying, we believe in you, and I can tell you that that belief is well placed. That belief extends beyond classrooms, labs. You can feel it on the field, the court, and in the stands as well. Athletics is often called the front porch of the university. And this year, of all years, that porch has to belong to every fan who ever believed that the Wolves could run with the best. Because the University of West Georgia is now proudly competing as an NCAA Division I institution, a milestone that signals our growth, our ambition, and our spirit. We are on an accelerated path towards full Division I membership with eligibility for postseason play by fall of 2027. Our student athletes are already making their mark. The UWG cheerleading program captured 4 national titles this year, bringing their total to an astounding 38 championships since 2000. And our women's basketball team, in its first Division I season, earned a berth in the ASUN Conference Tournament, with 4 Wolves earning all academic honors across all sports. But what defines UWG athletics isn't just what happens on game day. It's what happens every day. More important than having their name on a trophy is having their name on a diploma. Last spring, 297 of our 400 student athletes earned a GPA of 3.0 or higher, and 81 achieved a perfect 4.0. That's what we mean when we talk about building champions for life. We are building a culture here where competitive excellence and academic achievement walk hand in hand, because here at the University of West Georgia, winning and learning are part of the same tradition. And our fans are also rising up to the occasion. From our new video board to the in-game programming to the ever-popular Touchdown Plaza, we're creating memorable moments that deepen our connection between our community and our teams. Over the last 100 days, I've had the privilege of listening and learning from hundreds of voices across campus and our community. I've sat down with many of you in the audience through town halls, one-on-one conversations, and feedback from the campus-wide survey. I've heard your hopes, your dreams, your challenges, and your aspirations for the University of West Georgia. UWG isn't just a collection of buildings and programs. It's a living ideal, a belief that higher education can change lives, that it can lift communities and shape the future of Georgia. Our purpose gives us power, the power to transform potential into progress, to turn ambition into achievement, and to ensure that every person who walks through those doors leaves with more possibilities than when they arrived. 200 people responded to that survey I launched on my first day in office. And you can see just a few of the quotes from members of our community that share what a special institution the University of West Georgia is to them. These voices remind us that a university's purpose isn't just written on a wall or in a strategic plan. It's lived in its people. In my first 100 days, I've spent a lot of time listening to students, to faculty and staff, to alumni, to neighbors who call this place home. And what I've heard, what I've seen, is a university standing on the edge of something extraordinary. You've listened, you've seen, we have the talent, we have the purpose, we have the will. Now it's time to focus all that energy, to put our shoulder behind the things that will define this institution for the next decade. And at the heart of our plan are 5 big rocks, priorities that define who we are and where we're going. They are the foundation which everything else will be built upon. First, student success, because student success, everything begins there. When our students succeed, everything else will follow. When they cross the stage, when they shake a hand, when they hold that diploma and take that first step into the life that they've always imagined, that's when every late night, every early morning, every ounce of effort is worth it. Our graduation rate today stands at 43%. That's not who we are, and that's not who we're going to be. Over the next 5 years, we will raise that rate by 10%. Not because it looks good on a dashboard, not because it checks a box, but because it keeps a promise. A promise to the students who put their trust in us, a promise to the parents who sacrificed for them, and a promise to the communities that counted on us. Because our purpose, our true defining purpose, begins and ends with the success of the students we serve. The second big rock is going to be research and innovation. Because higher education's power isn't just in what we teach, it's in what we discover. The research, scholarship, and creative activity of our faculty do not live apart from the classroom. They inform it. Innovation keeps our programs relevant, our teaching current, and our graduates prepared to lead. We will grow our research enterprise not as a luxury, but as a responsibility. Because Georgia doesn't just need graduates, it needs problem solvers, innovators, and builders. We're going to expand opportunities for faculty and students and pursue the kind of research that strengthens communities and opens doors for discovery. Over the next 5 years, we will begin growing our research expenditures towards a $50 million goal, a goal we will reach first by investing in ourselves. So we have to invest boldly, and in our capacity to create, we will invest the resources that we need to. Beginning this year, the University of West Georgia will commit greater institutional resources to seed the ideals that change lives. That investment will grow laboratories, studios, fund faculty discovery, and give students the chance to do something extraordinary, to see themselves not just as learners, but as innovators. And over the next 5 years, that investment will ignite a transformation, driving us towards the goal of $50 million in research, scholarship, and creative activity, elevating UWG towards the ranks of one of Georgia's emerging research universities. $50 million in ideals that strengthen our communities, energize our economy, and expand the boundaries of what's possible. Because every leap always has to begin with a single act of faith and the decision to invest in ourselves. Our third big rock is athletics. Because athletics isn't just about competition. It's about connection. It's about pride. It's about belonging. We've talked about our transition to Division I, and I want to build on that momentum. My vision is to elevate our athletic program and expand its reach, not just for the sake of competition, but because athletics can serve as a powerful branding and marketing tool. It's often the first impression that people have of UWG, and I want that impression to be one of excellence, energy, and opportunity. Whether a student is drawn here by championship caliber team, a vibrant student life, or our strong academic programs, I want them to know that they have a place at the University of West Georgia. Athletics can be a catalyst for connection, pride, and recruitment. And we're going to make sure that we're getting full value out of that front porch. That means investing in our teams, enhancing the game day experience, and using athletics as a platform to tell the broader story of who we are. Our fourth big rock is community and economic development, because the measure of our success isn't only who we graduate, it's also what those graduates go on to do. We will be the university that connects talent to opportunity. That means aligning every program, every credential, every partnership with the needs of Georgia's economy, from healthcare and education to logistics and cybersecurity, advanced manufacturing, supply chain management. But it also means serving our region, partnering with cities, counties, and businesses to strengthen the communities that strengthen us. When a company looks for talent, when a city seeks growth, when our workforce needs upskilling, UWG will be there. Because our classrooms and our communities are part of a larger ecosystem, and when one thrives, the other follows. That's how a university becomes not just an educational anchor, but an economic engine. And lastly, our fifth big rock has to be the arts. Because the arts remind us why the other four matter. We began today with a powerful performance by our chamber singers, a reminder of the talent, emotion, and connection that the arts brings to our campus. I deeply believe that the arts are essential to the full university experience. They challenge us to see the world differently, to express ourselves fully, and to build bridges across backgrounds and disciplines. These are the five big rocks, each one distinct, each one essential, but together unshakable. As we look towards our 125th anniversary in 2031, we are also laying the building blocks for a new strategic plan, one that will reflect our shared values and ambitions. But this isn't just a plan, it's a promise to be strong and true to who we are at the University of West Georgia. Thank you.
Akeko, ofana akeko, ofana Jesu. Akeko, ofana akeko. Siahamba, siajika, siahamba jika. Akeko, ofana akeko, Jesu. Ofana Jesu. Akeko ofanano Jesu, akeko ofanana ye, akeko ofanano Jesu, akeko ofanana ye, akeko ofanano Jesu, akeko ofanana ye, akeko ofanano Jesu, akeko ofanana ye.